remember, people buy you before they buy anything from you. That's why Pepsi and Coca-Cola could be right next door to each other and both ball out. Because it's about you. People buy you before they buy anything from you. So you selling yourself versus your book, your personality, your charisma, your charm, your mannerisms, your respect. Whatever your demographic is, sell yourself to it and the sales will follow. You know what I mean? Some of my biggest purchases came from organizations that just believed in me because I came from incarceration to dedication and turned my life around. So they like, we just want to support you. We just want to see you doing good. And so, you know, they bought thousands of books, you know, hundreds of books, you know what I'm saying? Which I'm extremely grateful for. But if I wasn't willing to put myself out there and be transparent and stand on where I came from and not be afraid of it, who's to say that would have been the case?
And I think, man, when you have a tangible product like this and people see you, you know what I'm saying, doing good, people see you taking that risk, people see you investing in yourself, right? They're more willing to support you.
Absolutely.
Right? And now you have something to offer them in return. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, support me and what I'm doing. And, you know, $20, you know, yeah, it's a lot to some people. It's not a lot to other people. They'll throw you $20 all the time. But if you just saying, hey, give me $20, right? That's a lot different than say, hey, buy my book for 20. Let me give you something in return for it. You know what I mean? And so people are willing to help. Having something like this, to your point, opens a lot of doors that may not never be able to, that you might not never been able to open. You know what I'm saying? And so again, using this as, when I wrote my book, it wasn't to sell 1 million copies. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't sold 1 million copies.
Right.
But what it did, it was a platform for me to go in and to speak and to go in and share and to go in, and now I get a chance to travel the country, right? Speaking and training and coaching. And part of the reason is because, you know, I started with this. You know what I mean?
Which is a beautiful thing, man. You don't gotta be a New York Times bestseller to open up, like you say, avenues to do other things in life. You know, me writing a book at one of the lowest points in my life, me stepping out on faith, just knowing I had to do something different, not knowing where it was gonna lead me to, put me indoors where I learned financial literacy. I was able to get funding for my company that I would have never gotten before, like 6 figures of it. I was able to meet people who opened up opportunities for me to meet other people that led to other opportunities. And so they say when you take 1 step, God will take 10. You gotta believe in yourself, because you can't convince nobody else to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself. And so understand, man, you know, you are worthy of success. You know, you good enough right where you are. My mama just texted me that, man, the other day, and I really needed that. You are good enough right where you at. Everything's happening for you, not to you, man. You tell yourself those 2 things every day, bro, you on the right track.
Yeah, that's easy. We talked a lot about the book, right? And obviously what goes in between the covers. But how important is the design of not only the interior, which we talked about, the style, the format, the typesetting, but how important is this thing right here? How important is that cover?
It's extremely important, man. You know, the saying is you can't judge a book by its cover, but we do anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just human nature. Like even with food, right? We eat with our eyes before we taste it. So when you see something that catches your eyes, it strikes an initial interest. And so the graphic design on my books is very important. It's really, you know, it's kind of like my niche is what I'm known for. You know, I look at it as versus like I'm big on music, so like an album cover. Mm-hmm. You know, you remember like whether it was an album, a CD, or a tape, like you was attracted to what the cover said. You know, a magazine, the cover, the art is very, very important. And so, you know, I have a graphic designer, man. Shout out my guy, man, Jay Noriel, man, with Hub Design, bro. He does all my graphic work, my books. He does my website work, man. He's very affordable, and he's also somebody who, you know, who's done stints in the penal system, who has a passion for, you know, helping people who come from our circumstances. So he's referenced in here. You know what I mean? All you gotta do is a discount code, man, Cal. All I do is pin. Or just say, hey, Cal, refer me, he gonna bless you. Mm-hmm. But book design is very, very important, bro. Mm-hmm. Very, because it captures the interest of people who might necessarily not be avid readers. It takes an avid reader to see past that and get what's inside. So, something like this, the texture of it, the design, you know what I mean? It adds to the character of the book. So that was very important for me.
And even I take my book, for example, the title of it is Waiting to Fail, right? But how we did a play on words and scratched out the succeed, right? And so when somebody picks this up, you're like, what? Like, why would somebody be waiting to fail? You know what I mean? And so just that graphic and design and the play is going to make, somebody at least read a couple of pages, man, what this guy talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so don't skimp out, you know what I mean, on the design work. Don't skip out on the graphics, you know what I'm saying? On the cover, the back, as well as the inside, because this is what makes it easy for people to read and want to continue reading, not only the first book, but hopefully many more to come.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And so we're going to jump into distribution, man, which is why we all here, man. We're here to get the money, bro. We're here to teach y'all how to turn your story into money. So the platform to get it to is extremely important. I highly recommend Amazon KDP. Amazon KDP, you can upload your file as a PDF of your story directly into their platform. You upload your cover art, they merge it all together for you. You know what I'm saying? Your dimensions and everything have to be straight. That's where the graphic designer comes in as well. They make sure that the dimensions on the spine of your book align with the page count. Everything is there, and you can get what's called owner's drafts. So say you want to get books, physical copies to sell yourself. Your owner's draft is gonna be between that $5 and $8 range, and then you put your own price on it. But then they charge you, so they are a little expensive when you're strictly using their platform. So your books will be on Amazon, but they gonna charge you like a 60% royalty. So you're only gonna get 40% of what your book is listed for, but they cover everything. So a person can just go order your book on Amazon, and then it'll just go to your account. And so those are the avenues I've taken prior. Like, yes, it's gonna be on Amazon. If you buy from Amazon, that's cool. I'll eat the royalty, but I would much rather you come to my website and buy it. Because when you come to my website and buy it, I'm distributing it to you 100%. Mm-hmm. And so I would advise everybody, and we'll show you how to do that. Get a website, where you can sell your book directly, even if you got to be the one to go mail it off. But that's where you really gonna get the bang for your buck, doing it that way.
So where do you actually get it printed at?
So Amazon. So through Amazon, they charge me maybe like, for this book, probably like $4 and some change to print it, distribute it, and get it to me. And now I have it, I can sell it for what I want, but the price after tax and delivery end up being like $4.50.
Yeah.
And so that gives me a lot of leverage. Like, I can come, because here's another thing. Don't value your book based on what you think other people think is worth. Value your book off of the time and the energy and the expertise and the knowledge in the area that you sell it. Mm-hmm. Don't shortchange yourself. I don't care if it's 5 pages. If you feel like it's worth $30, that's what you charge. And the people that believe that your knowledge is worth that will pay it. And so, but if you a hustler, you got room. If I tell you I want 20, I'm not finna let 15 walk away. Here, run that 15, let me get that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? 18, 17. If we connect, I might give it to you for 10. You know what I'm saying? But because it's all profit. So, don't put your pride over your paycheck. You know what I'm saying?
So what's crazy? Amazon, well, I did Amazon as well, when I first came out. And I went the Amazon route. I also went, the PUB or something, was Barnes & Noble at the time.
Yeah.
But that's when Amazon was like only books.
Yeah.
Now Amazon is like
e-books, audio, everything.
No, you
talking about just the products
you
you
can get
buy.
Socks and,
right.
And you get everything from Amazon. Well, they was only books. But my printing source actually that I use for my books is called Lightning Source.
Okay.
So I use Lightning Source. There, who if I want to print my own books, I order from them. Order usually in bulk. Obviously, the pricing is going to be dependent on how many books you order. I try to order large quantities, so I can take that pricing down. I think one of my last orders, I did a massive order. I ended up getting them for like $1 a book.
That's
you know
dope.
what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm ordering probably 1,000, a couple of thousand maybe, but you're getting it for $1, right? So if I order 1,000 books for $1, it costs me 1,000, but I'm selling them for 20. How much I just made?
Man, you killing them.
You know what I'm saying? I just made 20,000. You see what I'm saying? So now, if I'm hustling and I'm only taking 15, I'm only taking 10, I still got a lot of room. You know what I'm saying? A profit there.
And guess what? When we get that credit right, and you get that high limit credit card with that 0% APR, you can go charge that $3,000-$4,000 to get that $1 a book price point, and now you got so many months to pay that back. And so all this game, man, it line up. Don't get overwhelmed when you start hearing the pricing to produce this book, because Tone gonna make sure you got ways of being able to use other people's money to make it work for you. And that's what's the beauty about what he doing, man. And y'all, please don't take this for granted, man. What this man is doing, man, it's unheard of, bro. It's unheard of, man. Using what he invested his time and money in. To be able to come and share that, man, on GP for people he have compassion for, man. That's a beautiful thing, man. And please take advantage of it, because, man, with this economy being uncertain, we don't know what kind of shift with this mass influx of this new artificial intelligence, and they trying to basically minimize us as human beings and replace us with these robots, but we don't know what our fate gonna be. And so, with that being said, I do list other distribution platforms, although I don't use them. Lulu is another big one. They're a direct competitor to Amazon KDP, Kobo, Publish Drive, StreetLib. He said Lightning, Scrib, Smashwords, iBooks, all those different platforms do the same thing. So research, do your just do, and make sure it works for you.
So man, we done pretty much took you from the beginning to end.
Beginning to end, man. That whole process, you know what I'm saying, is what you need to take your idea, get it wrote down, get it edited, and get it to the masses, man. Just like that, man. So give yourselves a hand clap, man. You guys made it through. Y'all got the game, man.
I say probably, some final words, man, get some final thoughts, and then obviously, we'll take some questions. One of these right here is, nobody can ever take this away from me. You know what I'm saying? This is part of my legacy. I'm dead and gone. This gonna always be here. This is in history, cemented in history. And that's why I say, for any of you guys that have the desire or the wish to maybe, write a book and become an author, that's something that, is a part of your legacy, and you got a story to tell. Shame on you for letting everything that you've been through die with you. You know what I mean? Especially when you got experiences and you got strategies to overcome certain things. You know what I mean? You might know how to do it now. Next thing is actually doing it. But I done lived through some things. I know how to do some things.
Right.
I gotta share that. And so, man, just be encouraged. But the other thing to that, though, is you don't have to write one of these. I always tell people, just be willing to share your story. Your testimony is powerful. And sometimes you don't know when your words may be the very words that change somebody else's life.
Absolutely.
So even if you don't put them in written form and write a book or a guide or, cool, Cal, that was cool, but that's not me. I don't want to become an author. You gotta be willing to share your story, because there's gonna be somebody that approaches you. There's gonna be an opportunity for you to say something. And if you haven't thought about how I'm gonna package this up or how I'm gonna share this part of my life, then you might miss that opportunity. But I can guarantee you, somebody's gonna come to you, and it might be something that you say. They might hear it 100 times from elsewhere, but when they hear it from you, damn, that makes sense. So don't be afraid to share your story, and I would encourage everybody to at least be prepared to do so.
Absolutely. Experience is the best teacher, but it's also the best investment. Everything you've gone through has gotten you to today. It's a part of who you are. And so you've paid for it, whether it's in consequence, in discipline, in repercussion, however you pay for that. So why not get paid for it? You pay for it. Why not have somebody else pay for it? And so, like you said, it might not be a book. You know what I mean? It might not be monetary gain if you don't want it to be. But just don't take what you had to pay for the hard way, or what you know, or what skill you have to offer the earth, man. You always want to leave, you know, this earth a better place than what you found it, man. You know what I mean? It can be just rallying up some relatives or some youngsters in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Like, share your experiences, share what you got, man. And understand, man, every worst moment you ever been through in your life, you've overcome, which is why you're here today. It's never as bad as it seems later than it is in the moment. And, you know, understanding that, you know, you will prevail, man. And, you know, I got faith that everybody in here gonna be straight, man. I appreciate y'all time. And, you know, we're here to help, so let's work.